Okay, so let us come to the 10 offenses as given by Srila Gurudev in those verses. And those verses they're in this booklet, but where are they in this booklet? I have now the booklet in front of me. Hare Krishna. This is a wonderful little booklet that Gurudev used to give out, by the way.
Yes.
Sadhu Sange Bhai Krishna Nama Nahi Hai Namaskara Bhahi Raya Bhate Tabu Nama Kabu. Oh, look at these wonderful quotations. Oh yes, Prema Vivata is also a beautiful section. All right, so we're coming to, by special request, we're coming to Gurudev's poem, and it is in the Kirtan Guide, and it is in this little booklet, and it's on page 22 of this little booklet. And as we just did, we can put the little booklet into the chat box. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So click, 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 many clicks. Oh, did somebody, do I see the 10 offenses there? Is that from our booklet? Praneshwari?
This was a previous file that you sent. I don't know if it's from the booklet, but it's your file. I don't know whether it's the same.
Okay, no, that's perfect. But what I'll do is I'll just pop in the booklet. Krishna, 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 Krishna. It's not always so straightforward, is it? Because you have to have the right window in the right place. Click. Okay, so this is 822, so it's not even Michael time to upload, but it's there. And it's on page 22 of this booklet. So if you open that file and come to page 22, or maybe, am I able to share my screen?
Yes, you can.
I am.
It's already activated.
All right, very good. So if I share my screen now, click, and what happens? Well, now we can see you all. And now we can see, there we are, Dasavidha Nama Parar. We got there in the end. Let us chant this together. Dasavidha Nama Parar. It's on page 22 of the book. Holy name, the glories of the holy name and the offenses to be avoided. So number one, we can say together, but maybe with the microphones off because of the delay, that's true. Harinama Maha Mantra, Sava Mantra Sara, Jadera Karuna Bale Jagate Prachar, Say Nama Parayana Sadhu Mahajan, Tahadera Nindana Koriha Karachan. And by the way, this can be sung, and we do sing it also, this Harinama Maha Mantra, Sava Mantra Sara, Jadira Karuna Bale Jagate Pracha, Se Nama Parayana Sadhu Mahajan, Tahadera Nindana Koriha Karachan. And then we can come to the translation perhaps. Number one, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, of all mantras the best, throughout the world is preached by saints' potent grace behest. Such saints to the name devoted, such pure souls great, never dare offend them, dare not show them hate. Hare Krishna. Of course, the English is not Gurudev's original English, but keeping the idea of poem translation, then it is there, given by our dear Sagara Maharaj at that time. Verse 2. Okay, you're going to do 2, 3, 4 because we've got them in front of us. Rajendra Nandana Krishna Saveshvareshvara Maheshvara Aditara Sevana Tatpara Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Swarupa Veda Jnana Na Koribe Lila Guna Rupa. So you know in brief, the first one's Vaishnava, this is to Vishnu. Then we'll read the translation in a moment. The third is to Guru and the fourth is to Shastra. So third, Guru Krishna Rupahan Shastrera Pramane Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Kore Bhagyavane Se Guru Te Martya Buddhi Avagyadi Tyaji Ishtalapa Kara Nirantara Nama Bhaji. And for the scripture, Shruti Mata Saha Satvata Purana Shri Nama Charana Padma Kore Nirajana Se Shruti Shastra Jeba Koraye Nindana Se Aparadhira Sangha Koribe Varjana. So 2, 3, 4. Let us come down to the translation. 2, 3. Here's 2 and 3. Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, of all lords the leader, the great Shiva and all the gods serve his feet forever. The touchstone of the name is Krishna incarnate. His pastimes, nature, form also, think not separate. And 3 to Guru. Guru is a form of Krishna, the scriptures corroborate. In the form of Guru, Krishna blesses the fortunate. Never offend that Guru by thinking him mere mortal. Gain your highest objective. Serve the name for time eternal. Acha, this is translation. 4, the Vedas, the scripture. The Vedas with Mother Gayatri and Srimad Bhagavatam illuminate the lotus feet of Sri Hari's name. Whoever vilifies those holy Vedic scriptures, never keep their company, know them as offenders. Okay, scriptures now 5 and 6. Let's see how they flow up here. 5 and 6. So we know 5 is, in our one word, exaggeration. And 6 is mundane or dictionary definition, like this. To think the name is mundane. Then to think the name is mundane. Okay. So 5, 6. We can go through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go through to the end because we have them here. Namira mahima sava shastrite vakane attistuti hena kabuna bhavi hamane Agastya Ananta Brahma Shivadi Satata Jainama Mahima Gata Sankirtana Rata Se Nama Mahima Sindhu Ke Paibe Para Attistuti Baleje Se Durachara. That's considering the glories to be exaggeration. And the next one, mundane. Krishna Nama Vali Nitya Golokera Dhana Kalpita Prakrita Bhave Aparadi Jana Hare Krishna. Then 7 is sin, as we all know. Name Sava Papa Kaya Sava Shastre Kaya Sara Dina Papa Kori Se Bharasaya Emata Durbuddhi Jara Se Aparadi Maya pravinchita dukkha bunje niravadhi. Then 8 is piety, austerity, like this. Atulya Shri Krishna Nama Purna Rasa Nidhi Thara Samma Na Bhaviha Shubha Karma Adi. And that reminds me of something which I can read to you in a few minutes. Number 9, the faithless. Name Shraddha Hina Jana Vidhata Vanchita Tare Nama Dane Aparada Sunishchita. And the last one, number 10, is mundane attachment. Shunyao Krishna Nama Mahatmya Apara Jay Priti Rahita Se Naradhama Chara Ahanta Mamata Jara Antare Bahire Shuddha Krishna Namatara Kabu Nahi Sure. And then we'll keep number 11. Because it's not an offense, but it is giving us they say, the cherry on top. So we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. We chanted. Okay, so 5, 6, 7. So 5 glories are exaggeration. So let us see 5. The glories of the name, all scriptures, exaltation. Dare not think their praise to be exaggeration. Agastya, Ananta, Brahma, Shiva, etc. ever sing the glories of that name with full-hearted fervor. Who can cross the ocean of the glories of that name? Whoever says exaggeration have their sin to blame. Poetry always makes you think a little bit more than when it's just written straightforward, isn't it? And actually, you see the scriptures are mostly in poetry also, to try to get us thinking. Even when we have our own language in poetry, we start to think a bit more. Then number 6, mundane. Okay, number 6. The holy names of Krishna, eternal wealth of Goloka, who thinks those names imaginary, mundane, he's offender. And number 7 is sin. All scriptures claim the name, all sin it can destroy, but those who spend their time in vain making it a ploy, such a wicked attitude is that of an offender, drowning in delusion, perpetually to suffer. Hare Krishna. Then 8, 9, 10, let's bring them to one screen. 8, 9, 10. 8, piety. Incomparable name of Krishna, the treasure of ecstasy. Never dare compare it with auspicious piety. And 9, faithless. Those who are faithless toward the name, deceived by providence, giving them the holy name surely is an offense. And the last but not least, despite them hearing the infinite glories of Krishna's name, those whose hearts don't melt in love are rascals of ill fame. Only pride and avarice their thoughts and words do yield. The pure name of Krishna to them is ne'er revealed. Oh dear. Then 11. Let us read. Okay, we're going to read the translation of verse 11 first, and because we're here, and then we'll read the Bengali, because this is the hopeful part after all these 10 offenses and think, oh, what hope is there? Then Gurudev is writing, casting off these 10 offenses, leaving no exception, those pure souls who chant the name in holy congregation the miracle of love for Krishna they will surely savor. The name divine himself will shine within their hearts forever. Jai, that is our great hope. Let's read the Bengali. Slip up to the Bengali. Where is the Bengali? Sorry about this. Okay, number 11, just at the top of the page here. E dasha aparada karya varjana ye sujana kare harinama sankirtana apurva Shri Krishna prema labhya tara hoya nama prabhu tara hridoy nitya vilasoy. Very sweet. And let's read that one again. And number 11. Casting off these 10 offenses, leaving no exception, those pure souls who chant the name in holy congregation, the miracle of love for Krishna, they will surely savor. The name divine himself will shine within their hearts forever. And it says here, English translation of the original Bengali poetry. Now, for some reason, oh, because everything's in the way. Okay. Written on 2nd of April, 1989. Oh, 1989. Oh, well, here's an answer. I'm sure it was not there before. Kumkum, I think Krishna just added this to the book. So I didn't remember this part. English translation of the original Bengali poem that was written on 2nd of April, 1989. Okay? By His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. Well, there you are. So cancel out my earlier answer, Kumkum. There you've got the answer. My goodness, Gurudev wrote it in 1989. Hare Krishna. Wonderful thing.
Just after 1989, when he first toured and came to the United States and other places, and he had this booklet, and I don't know why it was in my mind that it was a poem by Thakur Bhaktivinoda, but his writing is as divine. Srila Gurudev's.
And you see it's in Bengali, which does make it more approachable and understandable, because as we're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, etc., then, I mean, these Bengali words, they do become a little familiar. And so when we are able to run through these with the Bengali and with some understanding of the Bengali, then it is very helpful. It's kind of very sweet. But yes, it's Gurudev's verse, but 1989, I am gently surprised. And because I should know it was 1989, but now I do know it's 1989 because I've attended today's Back to Basics course. So we're all gaining something from here. And then the translations which are on the first of the items in the box, in the chat box, that 10 offenses is taken from Srila Prabhupada's words. I believe. And this has the key words beside it: Vaishnava Vishnu, Guru Shastra, exaggeration, concoction. I think we use mundane now. We use mundane. Sin, yeah, this is taken from Srila Prabhupada's books. Sin, austerity. Now we're using piety more. Anyway, similar thing. And faithless and attachment, because having one word is very useful. And I used to give credit to Ananda Moy for coming up with this one word system for remembering things. But then she was in one of the programs we're doing, and then she said, no, it wasn't me. It was Ramachandra Prabhu. And I'm only the one who kind of promoted it. So we have to give credit to Anandamai for promoting it, and to Ramachandra Prabhu, our dear Ramachandra Prabhu from Portland, or now in California, we're living very close to the temple. When we were in Navadip, this is where these back to basics courses come from. They come from Navadip. And we all find out mostly how difficult it is for us to learn things and keep them in our memory. We are not all geniuses in this world, but there is plenty of wonderful hope. And if I was more flexible in doing things, I could share one of those wonderful hopes. But Guru Maharaj, yesterday morning, we watch some video of Guru Maharaj or Gurudev, as well as reading the books, doing the bhajans, etc. We regularly do this. And yesterday morning in the Nat Mandir, then we are watching Guru Maharaj. And oh yes, Guru Maharaj. This was where it is recorded in the books, in one of the sermons books it is there. But here Guru Maharaj is video, and a good quality video. And he is delivering that part which is in the sermons book, where Guru Maharaj is saying this thing about how having very sharp memory, being very a good orator, being able to give a good class, a good presentation, good lecture, being able to have fine logic, and I mean so many things. He's austerity, very austere person, a very pious person, very generous person, all these things, all the good qualities that we can think or a person should have. He said none of them have any standing in the plane of mercy. In the plane of our journey relies on mercy, on our faith, and on our drawing the attention of the upper world. And Guru Maharaj, he's saying, being a brilliant person, being a genius, all these things, none of them by themselves. And then Guru Maharaj saying, and all of these combined, they cannot touch this upper plane. This upper plane is a different substance. And it was just so wonderful. We read it, then we can hear it on recordings, but there is something very wonderful when we can see Guru Maharaj's mannerisms and see his delicate hands, and sometimes not on that time, we didn't see his delicate feet, lotus feet, had very beautiful feet. And in Bengali, by the way, in Bengali, they call the finger and the toe, which is on your foot, they have the same word. So sometimes, anyway, Gurudev, all of Guru Maharaj's fingers, or all of his toes, were like very delicate and very beautiful, very beautiful. And so when we see the video, we can see at least the toes on these hands, and sometimes get a little shot of the toes on his feet too. The fingers on his feet and the toes on his hands. Oh, anyway, so yes, so this back to basics started in Navadip, and for this very purpose, to remind us, we can say even from the very beginning, our 10 offenses. And so this file here that has the word by word, it's useful, it's very useful for us. But of course, translation of the 10 offenses is a little bit flexible, but we have this translation of Gurudev's, and we have the 10 offenses in the book Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful, which again is a direct transcription of Srila Guru Maharaj explaining the 10 offenses. And no doubt there is a video for that too. But where that is, this is part of what we're trying to do now, to have the devotees give a catalog and put up videos with the different subject matters, so we can see things rather than just randomly finding something somewhere. So we're hoping to get some good things coming out. And 10 offenses, my advice always about the 10 offenses is not to dwell on hell, but if I was a good poet, I'd think of something smart to say about thinking about Goloka. But we should not, we'll have a bit of Spanish, not be loca. Isn't loca in Spanish crazy? Not be loca and dwell instead on Goloka. So maybe this is my best poetry meter at this time of the morning. But not to dwell on hell or failure, because when we think about the offenses, then we can think, oh, then I'm failing with this, I'm failing with that. But we want to be, as Guru Maharaj points out, if you want to be a positive person, like the modern world, they always teaching about how, well, so I'm told, about how to be positive, think positive, do positive, then you will be a millionaire, then you will get your, Rolls Royce or whatever it is somebody's dreaming of. You have to think positive in your life. But if you actually want to be positive in your life, be positive, as Guru Maharaj said, that we've enrolled to come to our goal. We've come to that destination. We've come to go to that destination. So we will have the confidence that we will succeed. And he giving an example of how in the school, college, university, when we join, then we are surrounded by many people. When we come to the next year, some will have dropped out. There will not be so many. When we come to the next grade, some will have dropped out, and we will see where with our group that are going. And Guru Maharaj is saying that even if everybody will drop out and only one person will go through to the next level, that will be me. I am going to stick to this. I am not giving up here. And if somebody wants to be anything in this world, we use the example sometimes of an airline pilot, because, they are flying somewhere, not of this world, they're of the upper world. Anyway, they're flying somewhere. But if you want to be an airline pilot, you can't just, walk out of anywhere and just be an airline pilot. You've got to go through training. You've got to know this, that, and the other. And you've got to be, as far as I know, or as far as I hope, because we trust them a lot, you've got to be a pretty smart person to be an airline pilot. And you have to be focused. You can't flunk your exams and everything. And they have to have continuous, passing the test. They can't just pass the test in 1972 and then go out and fly a jumbo jet or something. They have to pass tests all the time. So we also need to be something like that, focused. And the holy names, if we do the opposite of each of the offenses, then we are getting some like positive mood and think, yes, teachers are, why do this? Why do this? But still we try. And as the last verse, we don't want to dwell on if you don't have love of God, and sometimes it is, the translation is given, if our hair isn't standing on end and we don't get horripilation, our voice doesn't choke up, then we are making offense and we are aparadis, this, that, and the other. What hope is there for us? But the hope is that simply by continuing to chant, then even the offenses to the holy name are vanquished. So many things are there to give us hope. And actually, please, I suppose you have downloaded, but please go through this holy name and 10 offenses. Because first of all, it's the glories of the holy name and 10 offenses to avoid. And it comes with initiation, Gurudev would give it out with the initiations. And it's almost like, I know in the UK, when we learn to drive, they give you, the highway code. They give you a book called, in England, they call it the highway code, which when you have to know how to drive and what the code of the road, what the signs mean, which side of the road to drive on. And we all know you should drive on the right side of the road, not the wrong side, right? So anyway, all these things. So this little booklet is almost like our little highway code for the chanting of the name of the Lord, but it's so positive. And there are so many slokas in there. And just before this, I just read the first line to you of something else, which is from Prema Vivata. I mean, we can read this, but I don't have to read it. We've got here, how many verses? I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 verses here. So, Praneshwari Devi, would you like to read these verses for us? Just the English. And with understanding. If you don't understand something, then reread it until you have the understanding. Do you see it? It's in the booklet. It's on page 18 of that booklet.
My file just closed, Maharaj.
Okay.
I had to reopen. Kumkum Didi,
No,
please.
Kumkum, do you have it in front of you? Page 18 of that 10 Offences book. Your microphone is off today, Kumkum. Click.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're speaking of the one called L1 10 Offenses or Holy Name Glories?
It's page number 18. Chanting the name.
Okay. Yes.
Chanting the name is successful in the association of the true devotees. So this is glorious. Yeah, the holy name, glories and offenses to avoid.
Yeah.
6th edition, let's see. Starting, but you cannot obtain, is page 18.
Okay. But you cannot obtain the name of Krishna without the company of the saintly devotees. One may chant superficially. The syllables of the name may be present, but not the name proper. Chanting without devotional association may at best be a hazy aspect of the name, namabhas, but offense to the name, namaparad, is inevitable.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Dear brother, you must be aware that these things are obstacles to devotion for Lord Krishna. So if you want to take the holy name of the Lord, take the association of the pure and saintly true devotee and cast out from your heart all desires for exploitation, karma, liberation, jnana, and mystic powers, siddhis. Cast away the 10 offenses. Forget your honor or dishonor. Take only what you need in this world to keep body and soul together, and go on chanting the holy name of Krishna. Accept all that is favorable for devotion to Krishna. Abandon all that is unfavorable. Being gracious to the conditioned souls, Krishna appears in the form of his holy name. Being merciful to the souls of Kali, he came as the abode of all transcendental qualities, Sri Gaura Sundar. So with all your sincerity, serve the beloved ones of Gaura. Then, my brother, you will reach the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Associate with the devotees of Gaura, sing the name of Gaura, chant Hare Krishna, and dance. Very soon, my friend, you'll receive the golden gift of divine love. And that's why Prabhu came here to Nadia to give that to you.
Jai. I mean, how wonderful are these things? This is our news of today. The 10 offenses, but then we avoid the 10 offenses and the gift of Goloka will come. And here we are, how to avoid the 10 offenses. That first verse gives us a clue that without the association of the devotees, we are sure to make offense. So with the association of devotees, so the joyful path, it is not only the goal, it is the journey. Look at Mahaprabhu's pastimes and the pastimes of his associates. We're not also considering Mahaprabhu is one and then we're not looking anywhere else. We're seeing Haridas Thakur, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy. We're seeing all of the associates at that time. We're seeing so many from all kinds of backgrounds and quarters all over India that Mahaprabhu met. And in our lifetime, in this life that we have, then we are inspired and seeing the Vaishnavas headed by Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. So here we are, we're in a wonderful world where, and so many aspiring devotees, we're pointing out, you know, the flagship, the prominent standing as great pillars for our example. But so many devotees of the world who Gurudev is giving appreciation for, and Gurudev saying, I want your company about the devotees in this world. Gurudev always wants to be with devotees. He always wants to be with devotees. He doesn't want to be alone. And very rarely I've come to Gurudev and he's been, you know, fully alone. Usually he has somebody with him. And he always looks very lonely when there's nobody there. And actually some very sweet, oh, but I've been with him. I mean, only me and him, of course, many times, because we've been the one to be with him. But no, going to his veranda and he's entirely alone. No, of course it happened. But sometimes I was thinking, one time, then Paramahamsa Maharaj, then Rasabdi Prabhu was serving him, but he had to go somewhere. For a couple of days, Gurudev didn't have a coker. This was in those days, and coker is the affectionate term of like a personal servant who makes refreshments and gives snacks and does things like that. And anyway, you know, I was like a very inadequate coker, if you like, but going to Gurudev when there's nobody else there, like to prepare some snacks and things, and you know, Gurudev, like just joyful to have somebody come, and then I go. But usually, and especially the last times, Gurudev always will have some associates because they were queued up to serve him capably. I mean, actually capably, devotees want to serve, and they're able to cook and able to do things like that. But Gurudev always wanted devotees, and he expressed that repeatedly, how happy he is to be with the devotees. Hare Krishna. So the 10 offenses. And Kumkum Didi. Oh, does anybody have the Vrindavan Chandra? Does anybody have the file? Somehow I don't see the booklet in the chat box. Oh, well, you may. Oh, it's just above, well, on my book, it's just above your message, Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu. It says holy name, glories, and it's a PDF file. Oh dear. I'll send to you on the WhatsApp. Okay, after when we finish, I'll send to you on WhatsApp. Does anybody else not have it? Cannot see the file? You don't have it, Sevarupa, or you do have it?
No, but I think because I'm logging in on my phone, that's why.
Ah, that's true. Okay, well.
I'm
Okay.
going to post it again because I don't know how it disappeared.
Oh, okay. It disappeared. These things happen. I thought it was on my screen. It's still there. Okay, everything is good. But if you don't have it or anything you need, just drop a line. I think all of you must have my contact. And now, I mean, we're on all sorts of things. But please excuse on Facebook. I'm very bad. I don't use Facebook Messenger. I don't use, if there is a messenger on Instagram, I don't even know if there is one, but if there is, I don't use it. Please excuse me. But we do use, you know, email and WhatsApp and Skype and Telegram and Signal, and because devotees, some only use this, and so I see some devotees are very focused in their religious practices on social media, like one devotee also, we invited to Zoom, said, I don't use Zoom. You know, like, it's not my religion to use Zoom. Oh, okay, you don't use Zoom. And then we get similar things about, you know, I use Signal because I only use Signal, so I'm not going to use Skype. And we all used only Skype at the beginning. You know, there was only Skype. So, but now we've got all kinds of different preferences. So due to that, are also there. But the point is, please let me know if you need something that you don't have any time. And Narayani Nadia Devidasi is with us on Zoom and on Facebook. So she's giving a comparison to us. Yes, Kumkum Diri, was there something like specific you wanted us to go through the 10 offenses? And it's very good for us to repeatedly go through. But is there something specific you had in mind or question or something you would like to point out?
The only specific question that I had was wanting to know the origin of Gurudev writing the poem, which we've covered. Otherwise, it was just such a sweet review of the 10 offenses, in addition to the 10 offenses themselves. Like Thakur Bhaktivinoda and Sikshastakam, writing the poem, elaborating on the Sikshastakam. So, and it reminds me of that, Gurudev elaborating, everything is here in the statement, but it helps so much to have further elucidation. Spotlights.
Jai, yes, indeed. And we need to always come to these things. Though here's another poem. Here's another poem from the Skanda Purana. Should I read you a poem? Yes, okay. I'm going to read myself a poem and I'll read you all a poem at the same time. This is on page 16 if you want to follow it. But this is Sanskrit. It's from the Skanda Purana. And here it is in more or less poetry form in English. So Skanda Purana. Of all that is good, this name is its goodness. Of all that is sweet, this name is its sweetness. The Vedas are a vine bearing nectarine, fruit. The Vedas are a vine bearing nectarine fruit. And that fruit divine is this holy name. O best of the Bhargavas, know it for sure, from the heart of who does sing Krishna's name but just once, innocently, without offense. No matter their mind, whether faithful or casual, the Lord's name will save all from suffering eternal. Acha. Anyway, this is a very sweet booklet, and Gurudev himself pointed out some of these verses which are here, and so please do also go through it from beginning to end, or as we're doing a little bit randomly. It's from the Garuda Puran. As deer flee in fear of the roar of the lion, all sins immediately flee from one who chants the holy name, even by chance. I mean, so hopeful. These verses are also hopeful. All right, dear devotees, any question from any quarter?
Well, definitely our positive thinking is aspiring to cast off the 10 offenses to the holy name. We aspire to somehow do that.
So you're going to tell us the last verse. The last verse in the English translation is very sweet. Casting off these 10 offenses, leaving no exception, those pure souls who chant the name in holy congregation, the miracle of love for Krishna, they will surely savor. The name divine himself will shine within their hearts forever. And thank you for reminding us that it is April 1989 that His Divine Grace composed this. So this is just a few months after Guru Maharaj's disappearance. He passed away in August 88. And this was a very intense time, many things going on. And still Gurudev is giving us this beautiful composition. Jai, thank you, Kumkum, for reminding us of that or bringing it up that we need to see the date.
Kind of you to accept my need and give so much assistance.
Well, I think Gurudev himself gave that assistance because I was wondering where it would be given, the date. Brajamohini Didi just joined us. But Brajamohini Didi, we're just ending our program today. We've been here for an hour. And so just in case you have a little bit of a different time on
But
Texas time.
she shared as soon as we started, she shared the class. Maybe
Oh.
she was very busy and she couldn't join at the moment, but she shared from the beginning.
Well, if anybody knows how to give some assistance to render service in the new Texas ashram, if anybody's free or knows somebody who's free, certainly they will appreciate assistance. Brajamohini is there and they're doing really nicely to bring new people to broadcast who is Guru Maharaj Gurudev, and in a somewhat favorable environment. But if you know someone who's been laid off from work, that the Karuna virus, the merciful virus, has given their mercy in the form of being made redundant and can now do full-time seva, then probably it'd have to be in America though, because nobody can fly. We can't go to America. We can't go to many places because of the current situation. But if anybody can be there to help, because there is so much service, and servitors are welcome everywhere. And in Texas, in Austin, just outside Austin, they've got a wonderful facility. So Brajamohini is working serving very hard there. And we can put it in the ether, the Ethernet, the internet.
And also in the sweet San Jose ashram in California.
Yes.
Yes, and also in the sweet SoCal ashram, everywhere. Actually, this was also in Gurudev's time in India too. In all of the, do you think in India, how many temples Gurudev and ashrams Gurudev established? There's the only one place I know of where there's a waiting list to join the temple, and I was quite impressed, and I thought, well, that's pretty good, is the Juhu Beach Temple in Bombay, or now Mumbai, which doesn't sound very sweet, but Bombay sounds quite sweet. Anyway, Mumbai, the Juhu Beach Temple of ISKCON, I heard they have quite a substantial waiting list. And even they're vetted. I'm not sure about the vetting part, how you have to have some basic qualification to join. I'm not sure about that part, but there's a waiting list for brahmacharis to join the temple. Jai. If anybody would like to put their name on our waiting list, then we may be able to find a place for you quite quickly. Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees. I'm not sure, BBBC. What? BBBC 113. Somebody else is trying to write poetry too. What's BBBC? Oh, it's downloading. Okay, I'll download it. Oh, remember, if you need something, when Zoom closes, you lose the chat. So now is the time to get whatever you need. All right, dear devotees, time to say Ashchi. At least one Bengali word most of you know, maybe all of you know, Ashchi. It means not I am going, it means I am coming. So we are just separating so we can come back soon. In the meantime, 10 offenses, and let us see whether we can actually flow out the verse Sakrit eva prapanno yas tavas miti cha yachate. Abhayang sarvada tasmai dedam yetad pratang mama. And with the word by word, that may help us. That file was the first file that was there. Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai, and Jai Bhagavan, Lion Guru, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai, and Jai all of our present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki jai, all the unlimited Vaishnavas ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Nitai
Jai.
Gaur Nandi Hari Hari Bol. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranam, dear devotees. See you
Jai
soon.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Dandavat, Dandavat, and to
Jai.
the
Thank you,
Brajamohini,
Maharaj.
Anukul Chandra Prabhu, and others who may be on the Facebook with us. Very happy to have you with us on Facebook. And you see, I was a good boy today, even without a reminder. Or maybe I have a reminder.
You
Anyway,
have it.
I have a reminder. Well, even without using a reminder, I had Facebook on this morning. So all is good. All right, Dandavat. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari.
Hari Hari. Well, thank you very much, Maharaj.
Hari, Hari.